Hello students, welcome to Programming with C and C++ online classes. Today, today in this session, I would like to explain about the unformatted functions. In the last class, actually we have started about in the last class, whatever the concepts we have completed, types of functions. In that, how many types of functions we have? There are two types of functions. First one is what? Built-in functions. And the second one is user-defined functions. So now let us understand about the built-in functions. Actually, in the last class I have explained that one, but again I want to explain built-in functions definition. Okay, then only in this today's session you can understand about this. Okay, so that's why built-in functions are nothing but the predefined functions, nothing but that built-in functions definition is already developed and added into the some header files, nothing but if you have any common logic for every program, if you have any common logic for for every program, so in that case already they have developed some predefined functions. Because of, if you want to use in your program the predefined functions, nothing but built-in functions, that functionality it will not change at any time. So those are called common logic function, nothing but constantly we have to maintain about that function's definition. So that's why at every time we haven't any chance to change that function definition. So that's why that type of functions they have already developed, that type of functions they had already developed and introduced with the developer C++ editor software, right? That those are header files. So actually that functions definition is available at where? In the header files only, right? So now we have understood about the built-in functions. Built-in functions are nothing but already developed and comes with along C programming software. But whereas coming to the user-defined functions, sometimes in our programs we need to write our own definition as per our project demand, as per our project requirement. If you have any project requirement, you have to write, nothing but you need to write our own logic at the requirement of project demand purpose. If the project is demanding their own logic, instead of writing common logic, if the project require their own logic, so in that case user need to define one specific logic within function. So that logics defined by the user so that's why that functions are called user defined functions, right? Now user defined functions also completed, built-in functions definition is also over. Now in the last class what we have discussed, what we have started the concept, which concept we have started? Formatted and unformatted functions. So in the last class we have completed about the formatted concepts. Because of, if you want to print anything or if you want to take any input from the keyboard, so for that we have two formatted functions. What are they? Printf function, scanf function. Printf function is used to print anything on the console. To print anything on the console, printf function we have to use. And along with, if you want to take any input from the keyboard by the user, so in that case scanf function you have to use in our programs. Am I correct or not? And those two functions are working with a format specifier, nothing but %d for to print the numbers purpose. If you want to print any character, %c you can use. So if you want to print any floating point values, nothing but fraction part, 1.5 if you want to print, so in that case %f you have to use. So like that each and every data type, so in C programming language each and every data type contain one specific format specifier, one specific, format, specifier. So those are working with a, those, if you want to use those format specifier in our scanf function, printf functions, then while printing time or while taking the input time, so these format specifiers are playing very important role in the C programming language. So that's why if you want to print a message with formatted way, if you want to print a message with formatted way, so by using format specifier we can use printf function. So that's why printf function and scanf functions, these two are formatted functions. In the last class I already have explained with the practical way also, so you better to practice at your home, then only you will get correct awareness on that. Because of, if you want to do any format to print a normal string, if you want to print a normal string, instead of printing normal way, you have to do some formats by using some format specifiers. Nothing but if you want to print one value, in that case value is nothing but it is depending on the format specifier, is depending on which is the value you want to use in our program. So it depends on that value, the format specifier also it will be change. So nothing but here I want to print one character. So in that case, which format specifier I want to use? Percentile C is the format specifier to print a character purpose. Okay, if you want to take a input in the form of a character, so in that case, along with scanf function, you have to use the percentile C format specifier. You need to use along with scanf function. So that is the format specifier functionality. So along with printf and scanf function, if you want to use any format specifier, those functions are called predefined formatted functions, right? So that is the concept of formatted functions. In the last class we have completed about the formatted functions with the examples also has completed. You better to practice at your home, right? And in today's session I would like to explain about the unformatted functions. Here unformatted functions are nothing but, here some functions we have, but in that function, along with that functions, you haven't any chance to use format specifier. You have not a chance to use format specifier in our C programming language. So those functions are called unformatted functions. Now in this session I can explain about that. Okay, now let us start our session. In the practical way I would like to explain about those functions. Okay, right, now unformatted functions, all of you carefully observe on the screen. Here I am presenting one PDF. So in that unformatted functions points we have. So here does not allow user to read or display data in desired format. Because of this is unformatted function na? So if you want to do any format by using these unformatted functions, that is impossible. That is not possible. Understood? That is impossible. So if you want to display the data in the desired format, so in that case you have to use formatted functions, nothing but printf and scanf functions. But if you want to use unformatted functions, so in that unformatted functions the desired format is not possible. If you want to print the data in the desired format, nothing but required format, so that format we are not having to do in this, because of we don't have any chance to use the formats specifiers along with these functions. So that's why does not allow user to read or display data in the desired format. And in the next format, in the next point is what? These library functions basically deals with a single character. Basically deals with a single character. Actually, unformatted functions are used only for single character usage purpose and or a string characters. Actually, this concept is not related to in our syllabus, so that's why I am ignoring this one. And character functions nothing but it will deal only with the single character. Here the string of characters are nothing but it will deal with the a group of characters, nothing but a name, complete name. For example, Pavan you have. Pavan contain how many characters? 5 characters. So that is called a string because of it contain multiple characters, a group of characters we have. So here our topic is not a string of characters. So here we can understand about the only unformatted functions. So how many unformatted functions we have? Single character functions or string of character functions also you have. But according to our syllabus, I would like to tell about the single character functions. In the string class, in the while string concept is going on, in that time I will explain about the string functions. So now let us concentrate on the single character constant, nothing but unformatted functions. So the functions are getChar function, getChar function and putChar function. Gets function, puts function. These two are related to string functions. So at this time we don't, okay. At this time also I would like to explain this concept also, no problem, okay, because of we have only two functions now. These are enough to discuss here, okay. Now I would like to explain about these two functions also along with these character functions. So how many functions we have? Unformatted functions, single character functions or string characters, okay, or string of characters we have to use. So here the functions getChar, putChar, getS, putS, nothing but getString, putString. Here getCharacter, putCharacter. These two functions are used for only single characters purpose. GetCharacter is used to take the input as a character, to take the input from the user, and putChar is used to print the taken character. So which is collected from the input, so that character it will print by using putChar function. And getS, putS means getString, putString functions, string related functions. These are also unformatted functions. These two are also. And it will take the string. GetS function, getString function is used to take as a string as an input format. From the input format, instead of reading single character, it will take the group of characters, nothing but a name it will collect from the input by the user. PutS also, if you want to print on the console, which is collected from the getString method, and that value it will print by using putString function. Here getCh is also one of the function. GetCh is also one of the function. These all are character functions. These two are only string related functions. Nothing but here two types of functions we have. Nothing but character functions, string functions. So here getCharacter, putCharacter, getCh, getChe, putCh. These 5 functions are called character unformatted functions. GetS, putS. These two functions are called string functions, string unformatted functions. String unformatted functions. Now we have to discuss about the getCharacter function. So reads a character from the standard input device. GetCharacter function reads a character from a standard input device. It takes the form is like this syntax: character variable equal to getChar function. Character underscore variable is a valid C character type variable. Now I want to open a developer C++ window. In the practical way, you will get an awareness about these unformatted functions. Unformatted functions. So here, first 3 points we have to complete. This is syntax. Character underscore variable, nothing but this one, is a valid of C character type data type. C character type variable, nothing but character type variable, this one. character type variable. So after that you need to call getChar function. GetChar function is used to take the input by the user as a character, only single character. GetCharacter function, it will take the input as a single character from the user. So after taking this character, it need to store in one variable now. So that's why that character related type variable you need to declare here only. When this statement is encountered, the computer waits until a key is pressed and then assigns this character to the character variable. And here putChar is also, we have displays a character to the standard output device. Displays a character to the standard output device. Nothing but what are the output device here? We have monitor, computer monitor. PutCharacter function, it will print the character. It will print the character in the console now. So that console window where we have to see right now, in the monitor only. So that is output device. That is one of the output device. So PutCharacter functionality, PutCharacter syntax is like this. In the red color line we have now PutChar is the function. So which is the character variable if you pass in between these two functional brackets. So that value it will print. That value it will print on the console window. Nothing but command prompt. Where character underscore variable is a character type variable containing a character. Because of character type variable, it can hold only character variable only, character value, nothing but alphabetics. Int type variable, it will hold the value numbers. Float type variables, it will hold the values, nothing but a fraction part, 1.5, 2.4, 3.142, like that fraction part is also it should have to maintain because of the type is float data type. That's why. Where character variable is a type variable containing a character. Here I have given gender program that I would like to explain in the practical way. And this is get char and PutChar functions. PutChar unformatted functions demo. Now header file hash include stdio.h and next one main wired main. This is executable method. So each and every C program, the main method must have in our program. Then only the program will execute. Now I am calling get. First as usually print function I am using, formatted print function. By one message I want to print on the console. Enter a character. So if the user reads this line on the console, then immediately the user want to give one input. User want to enter one character in the input. So that's why. So how it will collect the input? By using unformatted function. GetChar function you need to call. So after that you need to store after taking that value from the input by the user. Here the getCharacter function value it need to store in one variable now. So here getCharacter function is collect the character in the form of only character, alphabetic character. So here that's why character type variable we need to create. Char ch is equal, right? Is equal. So here instead of declaring here in the program at the top of function, you need to define that way. You need to declare that variable. So here data type not required because of at the top position the variable declaration is over now. Character data type we have created. So in that character variable we have to store that collected input value. So that is the meaning of this one. Now after taking that, now I want to print the value now. I want to print that character, entered character now. So that's why here PutCharacter function we have to use. So get character is used to take the input from the keyboard. Only single character it will read. But put character function, it will print the character. It will print the character on the console. Here, which character I want to print? By collected input variable, I want to pass in this. Here, I want to place in between those functional brackets. So now the program is over. Now I am saving this one. What is that? Unformatted .c. Save as type is all files. Now I am compiling. Control F9 I am pressing here. So now it is compiling. So it has successfully compiled. Now I want to execute this one. So that for that purpose I want to press. I am pressing Control F10 is the keyword. Here the console window is showing now. The first statement is what? Printf statement. It is executing. Enter a character. So by reading this line, user want to give one character and in the form of input. So now as a user I am pressing H is the character. Capital H, and now I am entering through the input. So now I am pressing enter key. So as it is the character it is printing now. So in the next line what it is printing? Which I have passed the character through the input. So that as it is character it is printing by the putchar function. So the first here input is taking from the get character function, and that input it is printing by the put character function. So that is the use of get character and put character. So these functions only collect as a single character only. It will collect through the input from the keyboard only single characters. These two functions it will collect. So that is the functionality of get character and put character. And in the next is what? These two functions has completed. Next get ch and get che. These two functions we have. Here only one letter is difference. E not there in the first method. E not there in the first function, and in the second function E we have. Now what is the difference we have? We can understand right now. Reads a single character. Get ch function is reads the single character. The instant it is typed without waiting for the enter key to be hit. Without waiting for the enter to be hit. So get ch does not print the character. Get ch does not print the character. Here carefully observe. In the previous example, get character function, what it is taking? Now again I am executing. Enter a character it is taking now. Here I am pressing H key in the keyboard, from the keyboard. H is displaying now here, but here get ch, this is get char function, get character function. But get ch function, so whatever the character you enter in the form of input, so that character it will not display on the console. It will not display on the console. Actually get ch function, what purpose we can use? Get ch function, it will hold the output purpose. It will hold the output purpose. Now I can explain right now. And get ch is displays the character when enter. Get ch is nothing but it will echo. E means echoing, which is the character we have entered. That character again it will reflect in the console window. Again it will automatically reflect. So nothing but, now I would like to explain about the put ch function also along with those two functions. The function put ch prints a character. The function put ch prints a character onto the screen. General form of is this one, put character, same format, but instead of put character we have to use put ch function, right? And get character put, this character functions is available in which library? conio.h library. But in the developer C++ window we no need to include this header file, conio.h header file. Why? Because of the developer C++ window already it has placed it inside. stdio.h is also not required while using the developer C++ window, because of the compiler will place automatically while executing time. So here we no need to define, we no need to include this header file, right? Now I am going to check one example. Here carefully observe. in the console window, after entering the character, this is previous example, get character example. Now I am pressing the H key here. Now I am pressing enter key. So after pressing enter key, the put character it is printing now. The program it is terminating. That program it has terminating. So that's why completed. The execution completed. The function the program it has terminated by the program. So if you use the get char function at last of the statement, so now get ch and get che and put ch. These three functions, unformatted functions demo. Now one header file. Actually header file hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, not required in this developer C++ window. But while writing the examination, you need to write compulsory that header files also, because of which are the functions we are using in our programs. So all functions definition is available only in that header files. So you better to write in the while examination time. Okay, while examination writing time, hash include stdio.h and hash include conio.h, nothing but console input output header file. So now I am writing the main function. After that I am opening two curly braces. Here printf function, printf, inside printf enter a character, enter any character. Okay, enter any character. So by reading this line, user need to enter one input in the form of character. Now I want to use the get che function. First get che function I want to use, right? After that I want to store in one variable now. So that variable is compulsory related to character type. So that's why character related data type I want to use here to create the ch variable purpose. The type is character. Now ch equal to get che function. Now I want to print put ch. So here ch I am passing. So now I am saving this one. Unformatted one.c. Previously I have saved with unformatted.c na. So here now I am changing the unformatted one.c. The name I have changed. Save as type is all files. Now I am compiling. So that's why Control F9 I am pressing. So successfully it has compiled. Now I am executing by pressing Control F10. So here enter any character it is showing now. So now I am entering one G character. Directly it is echoing. Carefully observe which is the character. If you press anything, here I am not going to press enter key. Simply understand. Now I am executing Control F10. Okay. So here now I am pressing one key without enter key. Okay. So if I press one character here, immediately it will echo. Nothing but it will reflect again, which is the character I have passed through the input. That character without pressing enter key, directly it will show again same character. So that is the function of get che function. Now k character I have typed. So immediately the k is printing at last now. The k is printing. One more k it is printing. Nothing but which is the character I have passed through the input. So that character immediately it will print again without pressing enter key, right? So that is the functionality of get che function. So here after execution of this entire statements are over, so the program execution is terminated now, because of here steps have completed. Get che function and put ch function executed. So after execution of all statements, so the program has terminated now. So that's why the time is showing. So now I don't want to terminate this program. So for that, get ch function we need to use directly. So if you use the get ch function at last in the function, it will wait for one character. It will wait for one character by pressing in the enter, by pressing in the from the keyboard. So until you press that any key in the keyboard, then the program will not terminate. So now at last I have used a get ch character. Now I am closing this execution windows. Again I am compiling this one. Control F9. Sorry, F9. Just simply pressing. Sorry. F9 I am pressing. So it has successfully compiled. Now I am executing. So enter any character. Here T I am entering. So get che character, it will echoing directly. Now I am pressing enter key. So if I, until it will press the enter key or any key, until I press the enter key. So here one character I am pressing the K character. Immediately the K character, it will reflect by the get che function. So that is the functionality of get che. Get che means echoing. So after that, again it will wait for one character input. Because of that is the get ch function functionality. So in the keyboard, I am pressing any character. I want to press any character to terminate the program. So it is waiting for one character to terminate the program. So that functionality is we are using. That functionality is completely related to this get ch function. It is waiting for one input. Okay. It is waiting for one character input. So get ch function actually it will not show any character if you use that. So here instead of using get che function, now I am using the get ch function. So now I am compiling. Now I am executing. So here enter any character it is showing now. So here now I am pressing one character. That character it will not show. Input character it will not show. Just all of you carefully observe. It will not show now. Here I am taking the input. Why? Here the put ch function it is printing. Get ch it is not taking. So now I am commenting this one. Carefully observe. So if here put ch function not there right now. Okay. Now what it will show? Now I am pressing. Now I am executing again. Now I am executing again. So here now I want to press h character. H character. Why it is taking get ch function? Now I am control S saving, control F9. Sorry, it is successfully compiled. Now I am executing, pressing okay. Carefully observe. Previously I haven't saved it, that way the previous .exe file has executed. Now enter any character function is there now. Here now I have pressed one character, but it is not showing anything. So get character function, it will wait for one character only, but it will not print anything on the console, right? When you enter the key also, even. So now unformatted function. Here get s function and put s function also we have. These are also called unformatted string functions. These are also called unformatted string functions. Get s means get string function. Get s means get string function. It is taking the input as in the form of string characters, in the form of string. A group of characters at a time it will collect. Nothing but a name. If you want to take the input from the keyboard, if you want to take input a name from the keyboard, for that get s function we have to use. Use it to read the string of text containing white spaces until a new line character is encountered. General form of this one. This is syntax. And put s function is it will print the string. Use it to display the string onto the terminal. Nothing but console window. Terminal is nothing but monitor. Okay. General form of this one. Now I want to show one example. This one. So for that I am opening developer C++ window. Here. Now I am removing this code because of this is the previous example. Now character array I need to create. First we have to use the print statement normally. Print f, enter any name, enter any name or enter your name. Okay, enter your name, semicolon. Now the printf function, it will print the line as easily. By reading this line, the user want to enter one input. So to allow the input purpose, here we have to use the get s, because of name is nothing but a group of characters. Name contains a group of characters. For example, the name is Pavan. Pavan contains how many characters? 5 characters. So at a time it will collect for the 5 characters by using get s function through the input, input by the user. So these are string functions, string unformatted functions. But in the previous example, we have discussed about the single character functions, because of those are only taking the input only single characters and also print single characters only. But while using the getS function, it will accept strings. So getS function I am calling. So after that, the getS function collected value through the keyboard. So that value we need to store in one variable now. So here ch variable I am giving to assign that get function. And first, if you want to use this ch character, first we need to create that variable, character name array. So here instead of character, which is the variable we have used, that variable we have to pass here. So that's why I am pasting. Okay, because of it is a name now. So that's why instead of using ch, just now I am changed name. Now I want to print this one. Put s function is used to print the name. So that name I am passing in between those functional brackets. So simply I have completed this one. Now I am saving this one. Now I am compiling F9. So here name, the array size it is missing. So how many 5 characters are enough for? Okay. User how many characters enters we don't know. So that's why 20 characters just simply I am giving. So this array is allocating the memory for the name variable 20 bytes of memory. So nothing but 20 characters it will accept while giving the input purpose. Okay. Now I am compiling this one. Here getS function, 2 few arguments to getS. 2 few arguments getS. Why it is showing error? GetS function. Declare here included from. I think some header files missing now. Okay. Wait. Instead of using this one like this, getS function directly we can use. In between functional brackets we have to pass the name. Then it will allow the names. Yeah, successfully has compiled. Now I am going to execute. Enter your name now. Siva is my name. Now I am pressing enter key. So as easily the string it is printing now on the console window. So like that, these are also 2 unformatted functions. Because of these all functions which we have discussed right now in this today's session. So these all are unformatted functions. Because of here the format specifiers we are not using along with these unformatted functions. Because of there is no chance to use inside the format specifiers. There is no chance to use that format specifiers inside these functions. So that's why these are called unformatted functions, right? So unformatted functions we have completed.